Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so this is a continuation of what we did last time, in which but this time Daniel is going to teach me something. So, how you doing, Daniel?
Yes. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna teach you something because you taught me something, so I'm gonna teach you back something,
Nice.
reciprocal.
What are we talking about this week?
Well, it's gonna build on the same foundation that you did last week. So, last time, sorry, it's not even last week. You did the OpenAI as a playground, and you deploy an app. You show people how to use the playground. What I'm gonna show today is the accelerator that we have in Microsoft. So there are a few, but I'm gonna specifically pick one. It's called Chat with Your Data. We have the link in the description. Hopefully, we can put that in the description. And this accelerator, it's actually the advanced version of the one that you have deployed. So it has a few more features, and most of the source code are 80% the same. We're gonna walk through the high level stuff because I just recently started looking at this. I find it really cool, and it will really help a lot of people.
Nice. So, when you say accelerator, do you mean it's like a Git repo that you can use to deploy, but then you can also use it to you can edit it and customize it for yourself as well?
Correct, spot on. So it's something that you can easily play around, play around with OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, and you can customize it as well. So I'm gonna also show the other few accelerators, and then it does have some description of which one you should be going with, and that includes the one that you have shown last time. So
Awesome.
yeah, cool.
Cool.
Now I'll just share my screen. Cool. And so this accelerator, it's called Chat with Your Data Solution Accelerator. What it does is the original one that you showed last week. You can chat with ChatGPT on in the playground. You can deploy the app. You deploy the app services, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't allow you to upload your own data, your own documents. The one that we are going to look at today, it has two components. The chat component, I'll call it chat app, and then there is also a admin panel, admin app, which the admin can use to upload files, upload documents, upload images, and then it will be grounded in your chat application. So when people ask about certain things, it will be able to read it from that database. So
So the
that pattern
responses will
is,
be in context of the information that you've uploaded it. Would that be correct?
yes, absolutely correct.
Nice.
Yeah, but it doesn't go out because in the end, it's still within your organization's boundary. So it doesn't go and grab anything. But the one fun thing is it does allow you to go out as well, just to grab some external website. You can do that. So we will look at that. Before we go into the demo, like I said, I'm gonna show like the all the accelerators that we have. So at the moment we have four. There are more than four because recently I worked on another one called Azure Chat. It was presented in the uh, Sydney AI tour, Microsoft AI tour. It just happened like a few days ago. So it's not here. Potentially it will be included here, but that's not there. There are a lot of accelerators, but the four main ones from Microsoft are these four. And today we're going to look at this Chat with Your Data Solution Accelerator. The one that you deployed last time, it's this one, I believe, ChatGPT Enterprise Data Aware. So if you look at when to use it and what is it, so this tells you like what sort of use cases that you need. So this is just to play around with. It's a sample. That's enough for you to have a taste of it. But the one that we're going to look at today, it's something more advanced, end-to-end baseline. It has end-to-end baseline RAG pattern. Along with the admin panel, and it has things that you can easily just deploy and start playing around with it and use it for your own application. So yeah, the other two, this is about prompt flow. So I haven't played much with prompt flow. I believe it's something to do with you can drag and drop and test your own flow related your prompts and make sure that it react accordingly to what your organization requirements are. And then this is the easiest. Oh, this one could be the one, but like I don't know. Like so, these are the basic ones. These are the prompt flow, and this is the one that's more advanced that we should be looking at. Cool. Let's go straight to the I've deployed it. It's as easy as clicking. There's no AZD script. It's as easy as clicking. There's a button here somewhere that you can click on it to deploy to Azure. Easy. Or if you don't want to do this, ClickOps, there are bicep scripts which the button uses. You can run this line, this line of code, and then it will just sort it out for you. There are a few parameters that you need to adjust. Once you do that, you will get a bunch of services, which we'll look into. In short, you'll be getting the main two application. So this is the chat application. If any of you guys remember the last video, it's kind of similar. Rather than being Contoso or Contoso, rather than being a square button, it's a round button here. This is Azure AI. And then the previous one, you don't see any mic button here. But this one, it gives you the speech to text functionality, so you can chat with your AI.
So does that mean it's using ChatGPT 4 then?
No, this is not. You can choose. There are options in the code that you can specify that whether you want to go with ChatGPT 4 or ChatGPT 3.5. There are some differences, but this one is not the multimodal type of functionality. It's just rather than having to type, hey, what's up, hello, help me on this, you can just click on this and say, hey, can you search something for me? Yeah, that's a bad click, close it. Listening. So when you do this, what it does is like it reads from your browser. It will send. Did I stop it? Okay, yeah, I think I did not click it. So it will read from your mic. It will read your voice. It will make it into text, and then it will paste it somewhere here. Yeah, I probably didn't work it out, but like that's the functionality. So it's not something. It's not like it's not the GPT-4 thing.
Yeah, it's probably just
Okay.
using the browser's standard speech to text model.
Yeah. Could. Yeah. That's a good one, because but it could be not as accurate. It could be, you can change other languages. If you use Azure speech to text, you can have different languages. The browser ones, I'm not sure whether it does that. So that's, yeah.
The good thing is though, it's all open source. So in theory, you could just go in and have a look at the front end and see what it's actually doing. So
yeah. It's all there. It's all there for you. But it takes a while to navigate around. So yeah, I'm just gonna show that this works. What should I ask? How's your day? Gonna come back with something. And yeah, as I had a feeling. So this is not hard coded, this is going straight. The request is being sent to OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, and it comes back with something. And I've preemptively grounded some data. So grounded like RAG patterns, a retrieval, augmentation, generation. Might be wrong, but like the RAG pattern grounding, I've preemptively uploaded a document. It's a sample document. It contains employee handbook for this company called Contoso Electronics. So now with this RAG pattern, this AI have some pre knowledge about that employee handbook. So you can ask things about the things that are in the handbook, the PDF. So for instance, I asked what's in the employee handbook. So if we look at the employee handbook, it's, yeah, I'll just show. I think it's worth showing it, right? Where is it? Sorry, let me, one sec. Oh, this one. Yeah. So it's about, some guidance, it's just what the employee needs to know for contoso electronics. And we're gonna let's randomly pick this workplace safety. Tell me about, like, if I'm gonna ask the AI, this chat, if it doesn't have any grounded data, it wouldn't know what's in that documentation, in that employee handbook. But like, because I've already grounded the data, so this data, it's a part of the AI knowledge base, right? We'll be able to ask whatever that's inside that PDF. So tell me more about workplace safety. What it will do is, in the back end, what it will do, it will go out, it will do a search in all these documents are in Azure Cognitive Search. Later we'll look at briefly on how this whole thing works, because it's not reading the whole documentation. It needs to go through some sort of pre-processing in order to allow GPT to interpret certain snippets. So yeah, so it comes out with this. It knows, it tells you, like, even tells you like where the data in that document resides. So you see, it tells you the citations. This doesn't exist in the previous solution accelerator or the demo. So this one gives you all these stuff. It's all in the source code. You can easily just go in and update some stuff. This is all for you. And how do we do that? How do we upload these data? How do we tell that, oh, hey, my chat, my Azure AI chat, how do you tell them that I want you to know about this stuff, this stuff, this stuff? I want you to know more about different things. Easy. The answer is, there's this admin portal that you get along with your solution, your GitHub, the bunch of code. So pretty simple. It's not like saturated with all these UIs. They're very self-explanatory. Ingest data, explore data, delete data. We'll look at explore data. So I've uploaded this earlier. So when you upload, it's a PDF. What it will do is it will chunk the data. So how many pages are there previously? Let's have a look. There are 11 pages. So bearing in mind, because ChatGPT, it's the response and the way ChatGPT handles queries and response are based on tokens. So you definitely don't want to pass in the full thing and let ChatGPT scan through the whole document, because that's going to consume a lot of time, consume a lot of resource. Hence, the RAG pattern dictates that, if you want to have more accurate, efficient queries, what you need to do is chunk your data. Chunking means, with a big documents, you split it into multiple segments, which makes it more efficient. So in this case, you can see chunk. There are how many chunks? 8 chunks, and each of them are the actual data, actual information that's in the PDF. And one cool thing is, if you look at this employee handbook, part 3, part 5, it tells, because I asked about workplace safety. If I do this safety thing, search, it will come back with. So there are a few ways to tell AI search, Azure Cognitive Search. You can that is a parameter that you can say, oh, how many top requests that I want you to give back. So it can be 1, it can be 5. The one that's in this code, it's 5. But the more it's returning two answers, 2 citation, and that's because it's more relevant. It doesn't think that the first one is relevant enough, and also it's workplace safety. So maybe I'm not searching for the right thing. Yeah, workplace safety. So it knows that the actual information that the user is seeking is in second and third chunk, or second and the second and the third citation, part 3, part 5. They call it part 3, part 5. So how cool is it? Right? So like compared to what you had before, there is these sort of things that you can ground in your AI. You can tell this AI, him, her, she, they, I don't know, whatever you want to name it, to just look at certain things and not go out and find random stuff.
So I've heard a lot about the RAG pattern, but
yep.
So is it really just like how it works? Is that basically at the end of the day, it's all just prompting OpenAI for stuff. But with the RAG pattern, what you're doing is you're doing basically a search first for the relevant data in your in your document base, and then using that into your and putting that into your prompt. That's really what it's doing in that. But at the end of the day, it's all just prompts, right? So
yes. Yeah. What is essentially doing is think of ChatGPT as a brain, right? It doesn't know everything, because the brain, it's just a reasoning logic, and RAG pattern essentially injects the context that you want it to know. In this case, it's the employee handbook. It can be anything in your organization. It can be your databases, your documentations, your rules, etc. Once, that's why it needs to have Azure Search. So we don't want to go into that stuff. That could be another big topic for next time, because it does vectorize it, embeds it, and then it does all these. It compares the semantical meaning with your query. It gets it, and then it will combine it with the brain. The brain will start to this. It will say, yeah, this makes sense. I'm gonna try and logicalize it, make it into a response based on your query. So it's very abstract, but we can show there's a lot of nice diagrams that you can see. Once you look at the diagram, you will understand it. So just think of it as some external source that your AI knows where to grab things. So that's the RAG pattern. So you're telling it these are the stuff that you should know. So yeah, not every, like there are multiple ways of injecting context to your AI. So RAG is one. The other one is fine tuning. Fine tuning is essentially training ChatGPT to actually know about the context of your organization or whatever that you want to know. But that's gonna take more resource. It costs more, and generally the result is not remarkable. So it probably just like 5-10%. There's a number on it, but you spend so much, but you get gaining less. It is not worth it, in short. Right. So yeah, so let's look at we'll upload. Well, we'll try and do an upload, because I think what's worth mentioning is the whole admin thing. How does the whole process work? We already know the front end. We didn't know how, because it's the same accelerator, the base accelerator that you showed last time. The front end code is the same. It's all API call. But what we're going to look at is how these one document gets chunked up. How does this document get injected into your AI? Sounds good?
yeah, sounds good. Let's go.
Cool. I'm gonna reshare my screen. So the front end process for this is you do it through this admin portal. Again, when you spin this thing up, when you deploy this repo, you get both of the portal. And we have looked at explore data, and now this is where the admin will be using mainly to upload your data. Again, you don't need to build all this. It's there for you. If you need to build this, it's probably going to take, for a person to build this, probably going to take like a day or two, a week, depending on the skill set. But now you don't need to. What we're going to do is we're going to upload another thing, another document called benefit options. I haven't looked at this. I'm not sure what's inside this. But what we can do now is, if the AI should now be able to answer anything that's in this PDF. It takes a while because again, it tells you embedding computation is progress. It's an asynchronous process. Let's look at, okay, while we're waiting for this, let's look at what's happening in the backend. And it goes all the way back to the code, right? It does a few things. When you deploy this, actually, let's look at a resource. Let's look at a resource. So when you click on deploy, what it does is it deploys all these Azure resource, all these resource. So we can go through each and every one, but let's ignore this two because this is the front end. This is the admin page. And then we have, obviously, we have OpenAI instance, which does all the, the smart stuff. The storage account is used to store the actual document. So just now I've uploaded two documents. One is what do you call it? Employee handbook, and the other one would be the benefits. So if you look here, see, it's uploaded. So all the documents will be stored in this container. And this is not chunked up. This is the full document. So when you upload a document, what's gonna happen? It's gonna trigger an event, which events grid system topic. If you look at this, what this means is this grid, it's trying to poll every second. I don't know whether it's a poll or push, don't remember, but like what it's doing is like every time when there's a blob created in your storage account, it will trigger, this thing will trigger. And when this thing triggers, something needs to read from this grid, this topic, right? It needs to, that is where the actual queue comes in. So this queue is, well, it's nothing here because when the data, when there's a block created, event grid topic propagates some event that states that there is a document being created, and then will go to this queue. And then there will be a function that's gonna read from this queue. So the main thing is the whole logic to break everything up into chunks, index the data. It happens here in this function app. So again, these are Python functions. There are a few things we probably don't want to look at the code. We can simply just browse through it. But the code is this.
Well, the code will be in the repo. You could probably just look at VS
yeah,
Code.
just look at a repo. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So this one, I believe this function actually has a storage queue trigger. When there's something that comes in, it will trigger, this thing will trigger. What it will do, it will break, it will call the Azure Search API. It will do all this chunking stuff, it'll do all this chunking, it will do the batch size. All these are in the code. You can adjust this. And a lot of clients, they've asked, oh, so how do we know what is the optimum amount of chunk? Like, there's so many files here, right? There's so many pages here. Do you chunk it by page? Do you chunk it by, there is a good guidance. Generally, I think it's on top of my mind. I think you want some overlap, maybe 80% of the page, like 100% of the page. This will be one page, one chunk, and then the next chunk will be from here to here, and then the next chunk will be from here to here. So it needs to have some overlap just in case it misses something. And again, all of these are being done for you. And yeah, so we can have a look because I believe now it's already done. The chunking process, it's already done. What we'll see now is if we go to Azure AI Search, we'll see it in the index, the search index, which in this case, where is it? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Yep. So indexes, believe, well, yeah, it indexes even the conversation, which is awesome. But like what we want to look at is this one, this index. These will contain all of the chunk data. So let's say employee, we search. See, it tells you blah blah blah. These are all the embeddings. These are all the vectors. So essentially, this is just the numerical representation of that document chunk. So yeah, everything is here. So you can find things here. You want to play around, you look at whatever that you want to look at, it's all here. So what we know now, it's here in this Azure AI search demo, sorry, index. Yeah, so once it's here, your AI will know what to get, where to get things. So I think that's, yeah. Anything that I miss? Oh, code, sorry, yeah. And yeah, see, there are a few things that you need to pass in, like AI search top K. I believe this is what, like, you can adjust how many top results do you want AI search to come back. There are few things that you can tweak here. I'm using ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. Well, obviously you can use 4 as well. And yeah, questions? Wait, anything that I'm not clear of?
No, this is pretty clear actually. So I think the benefit for these accelerators is essentially what you can do is you can just clone this repo, fork it if you want, deploy it, and it would deploy all of the necessary Azure components from it, and then you can go and, I don't know, edit the code if you want to, the bits that you want, maybe, you know, edit the interface if even, or maybe even I guess connect to your own interface, and then and yeah, and then you can also add in your own document, all your necessary documents as well. Yeah. Does it have anything where you can have it so that the documents, does this particular accelerator only support static documents? Like, can you point it to like a URL or something like that, or
Good question. Yep, sorry. Yep, absolutely good question. There are multiple file types that are being supported at the moment. So so there's limit 200 megabyte per file, and this limit, I think it's the library limit, the SDK limit for the front end. So, briefly talk about it. It's something called Streamlight. You can build websites with just few lines of code. So that is the limitation of that library. But I don't know what's the actual limit for, Azure Search. There might not be any.
It sounds like if you look at the bottom though, it's got that add URLs to the knowledge base. So maybe it does have that feature that I was just talking about just then. Not sure how often it kind of re-indexes though each website, but yeah.
Yeah, let's try it out. Let's try it out. AI search docs, right? And we'll just pass in one thing, like what is Azure AI search, right? And then I haven't tried this out, so I haven't tried this before, so I'm gonna just wing it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's probably indexing it now.
Embedding successful, blah blah blah. Yeah, it might, like, successful. If we ask it, it might come back with something. What's a good question to ask? What is Azure AI search? Yeah. What is Azure AI search, formerly known as? Oh,
there you go.
That's awesome.
Have a reference to the website.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
This is not online. This is not. It doesn't go out to grab things. It's constrained within the boundary of your organization. So yeah, this gives a very, very good control for admin as well. You don't, let's say if you want certain things to not be able to searchable by people, yeah, this is where you can, have your reign. Yeah. So yeah, poke around. What else? And then you can delete data. And then, oh yeah, you can delete the data. You can the actual documents. You can reprocess all the documents in storage account.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and configurations. Here are a few things that you can configure. So there are a few, LangChain OpenAI function. I know LangChain is just a framework for you to use to coordinate different calls, like to tell it how do you get data from tell the AI how do you get data from certain source. So yeah.
Well, cool, man. Thanks so much for showing me this, and I'll have to clone it and have a go myself. So
Yeah, I find this really useful because you don't need to code much of the stuff. You already have some stuff.
Yeah.
all right, cool. All right, thanks a lot.
Cool.
See you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.